What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to the joiners, shout out to the Point of View crew, and trip on this. In Kern County Jail, on the farm, in those dorms, there's two TVs. The one on the left is an English TV, English speaking programs. The one on the right, Spanish TV, Spanish speaking programs. I've seen many a fight, many a disagreement, many a little melee over that Spanish speaking TV. Because non-Spanish speaking people come in, they get that bunk that goes way in the corner, and that TV is just like 2 or 3 feet from your head at that point. And not only that, not only do you have a loud Spanish-speaking TV if you get that bed pushed back in the corner, but there's going to be a table right in front of that TV where all the Pisces in the dorm sit and hang out. And that TV is, you guessed it, right underneath your bed. So you have the TV to deal with, the table to deal with, all the Pisces to deal with, and it kind of makes you feel like trapped. So I've seen many people come in and raise hell over their living conditions. Unhappy with it. I don't want this bunk. And they'll stomp around and raise their voice and make an issue. But none like this dude I'm getting ready to tell you about right now. None made an issue out of it quite like this guy. And I'll never forget, it was a Friday night when this dude came in. This black dude comes in. Now on Friday and Saturday, they play movies all night on both TVs. On the English and the Spanish TV, both of them have English playing movies Friday and Saturday night. This black dude comes in Friday night and he has that bed pushed away in the corner under the Spanish TV. And he says, let me go ahead and declare and define that it's a rack with 3 bunks. 3 bunks. And the top one is the one that's, the bottom one not so bad, I guess, the middle one, but the top one is the one that's going to have that TV blaring just a couple feet from your head. So this dude gets that top bunk pushed all the way back in the corner. But it's playing English movies, and he's like, yeah! Hell yeah, I got the best seat in the house. I got the best bed in the house. Check me out. I get to just lay in my bed and just watch movies, which he did. It's going to be really cool Friday and Saturday night, but just hang on, bro. Watch and see how your circumstances change. And so, yeah, he enjoyed himself Friday night. He verbalized how much he loved his bunk, that it was the best one in the house. He had a good TV shot. He was able to watch the movies laying in his rack. However, the next day, Saturday, dude wakes up, we have breakfast, lunch, TVs come on, and that Spanish-speaking TV has Caliente. You know what it does on Saturday. Caliente blaring, which is Spanish-speaking like dance show. They got that table pushed up there. All the Pisces are sitting under the table. They're being loud. They're hipping and hollering at the TV. And this black dude wakes up and he's kind of crowded, trying to get out of his bunk and step around the table, get underneath the TV, and he's just like, what's going on? What the heck? He gets up and tries to change the channel. No, they tell him. He's like, hey, put it back on the movies. No, they tell him. The movie's only Friday and Saturday night. Monday through Sunday, during the day, all day, it's Spanish. And at night. Only Friday and Saturday you're going to get some movie action. You have a Spanish-speaking TV right there by your face. Deal with it. He was not going to deal with it. He was pissed off. He was raising hell. He even walked out of the dorm. And the yard is closed. It's on lockdown. They didn't lock our gate. The gate was open. He smashed out of the dorm, went up to the duty office, and said, you guys better give me a bunk change. They said, we can't. It's the weekend. They don't do bunk changes. Holler at us Monday. They didn't care. Think the cops care? They've heard tons of people bitch about that Spanish TV. They don't care. But they said, hey, it's weekend. Shut her on down. Get back to your dorm. Get back to your bunk. So he would yell and cry to anyone who would listen, which is nobody. And he was mad about it. Mad about it. Couldn't be placated. Wouldn't stop belly aching and moaning. On a sick one. Obsessed with it. Borderline. Just kept going and going. And then Sunday it came to a head. I'll never forget, because I was playing pinochle. I was playing pinochle with my homeboys, and we were gambling. We were gambling on that day's lunch. and the game was lagging on a little bit longer. Some people took some sets. They've been calling dorms to go to lunch, and they called our dorm to go to lunch. We didn't go. We're going to finish these next 2 hands and figure out who wins and figure out who gets to double up on the cookies, who's going to be asked out. So I noticed everyone's going to lunch from our dorm. I also noticed that black dude slept under the Spanish TV, did not go to lunch. I noticed it, but didn't notice it. I took note of it. Thought nothing of it. Kept playing pinochle until I hear all this water. I hear a loud water sound. I hear a lot of water sound as if maybe a pipe burst. If maybe a fish aquarium got pushed over. I just hear a lot of water hitting the ground. Figure we're on the other side of the dorm. There's a partition in the middle with all these bunks. We can't see what's going on over there. We're over here on the English side of the TV. I hear a lot of water splashing. Me and my homeboys do, so we get up and go over there. And that black dude, who was pissed off over the Spanish TV, had 2 cups of water and he poured them on the TV. Bzz! TV is out. Water all over the floor. Somehow this dude got hold of a pair of boots. He was wearing boots. He'd cut off his pants into shorts and he had no shirt on. And he was talking to himself going like, yeah. I don't know if he's pumping himself up. What? No, I initially thought he was going to pour the water on. Or after he did pour the water on, I initially thought he was going to leave. I thought he was going to sabotage the TV for everybody and get the heck out of there. Get out of Dodge. So I figured, hey, I couldn't believe how big his balls were. Because when these dudes come back, they're going to be mad about it. They're going to come at this dude with everything they have. I'm thinking, oh, hell no. He destroyed the TV. He's going to split. But he didn't split. He ruined the TV and then stood underneath it like this. Moved the TV out of the way. And we're just like, yeah. Waiting for him to come. Waiting for them to come. And me and my homeboys like, okay, done with the pinochle game. Let's call it a draw. We're not going to go to lunch. We jumped up on the top rack, one of the homeboys' racks, and we just waited for the show to start because we knew there were going to be some straight out fireworks. I knew dude was going to handle business judging by how mad he was. I didn't think he was going to do what he did. You want to know what he did? He won. He defeated them. This dude took on the whole Paisa car by himself, 12, 15 dudes, and won. When they came in and saw that TV and saw him going, yeah, they start rushing at him. Anyone who got in his radius, he hit him with a one-hitter quitter, and that was it. 99, put in their pockets, done. Then they start grouping out in groups of 3 or 4 and rushing at him, and they'd grab hold of him, and he'd sling him off. It looked like a movie, an action movie that'd be rated V for violence. They couldn't get a hit on him. And at first, the whole time the dude was there and he was mad about the TV, none of his black homeboys had his back at all. They're like, you're on your own, bro. You're on your own with this one, stud. But when he was up there just slinging them, that shit gets kind of contagious. They're like feeling the vibe. They jumped up, tried to have his back at that point, but he didn't need him. Oh no, he didn't need him, not at all. Because anyone who got within his radius was another one bites dust, was hitting the ground hard. Finally, other Pisces were running in from other dorms. Finally, the cops came in. The cops had to rush him, tackle him, handcuff him. And it took them a minute to hem him up. The Pisces was still trying to kick him, and the cops had him on the ground, trying to handcuff him. It was active. It was off the hook. The craziest part about the whole story, though, is I saw that dude at Wasco reception years later, a year or 2 later. And I said, hey, dude, I remember you. I remember you from the farm, Kern County Jail. He goes, oh, yeah, okay. I said, yeah, it's when you poured the water on the TV. He goes, which time? Which time? Well, like you've done that multiple times over and over? Okay, we'll go ahead and call that crazy. But trip on this. Let me just tell you this straight up. Blacks and whites have very similar programs in a lot of ways. And one of those ways is you can get a head-up fight. You can get a one-on-one fight in prison or county jail with a wood, regardless of what race you are. Same with the black dude. Anyone could come with a black dude in county jail or prison in California and say, what's up? I want to fight you, and he will fight. Not true with a southerner. They won't give you a one-on-one. If you disagree with them, if you start slinging it with them, it's going to be a riot. Same with the northerners. Same with the Paisas. Whites and blacks will give you a head-up fight. And I had one call me out for a head-up fight, a black dude, and it broke my heart in a lot of ways because I thought we were cool. just trip. Okay, let me just start from the beginning. A lot of times I get ahead of myself. Trip on this then. I'm in Kern County Jail. They do count 3 in the morning before breakfast and at night before they lock the doors. And when they're doing count, they have you stand by your door. And a lot of times the cops will just leave you by your door for several minutes. You'll be sitting there. My neighbor's a black dude. We would chat. What's up, bro? What's up? We'd be cool and chat. Superficial conversation. How are you? Oh, you got a letter from a lady. Oh, cool. Just how's this going? Oh, your favorite shows. Just talk. Just being cool. Just being respectful of each other. I would have considered us friends. To the point where if I would have seen him a year or two later in a different prison or somewhere else, I would have said, hey, what's up, bro? Remember me? It's your neighbor, Splinter. I thought we were cool, man. Every morning at 3 a.m., they open the doors. My cellie would go to do breakfast. He would serve trays. My neighbors, 2 black dudes, they'd get up and work out. Do pull-ups off the stairs. I don't know why I went like that. Do pull-ups off the stairs. Do push-ups, squats, walk around. They'd work out. I'd get up and start working out too. Not with them, obviously. Whites and blacks can't work out together. I'd be doing my own little workout. I'd say, hey, what's up with them? We'd be respectful. One night, my cellie tattooed something on my face. A political tattoo. I'm not going to tell you what the tattoo is. It's covered up by a diamond now. Same dude who covered this one up, covered up this one. Homie, I had a political tattoo there. My cellie gave it to me. Now, when I came out in the morning, when my cellie went to work to do breakfast, and I came out to get my workout on, and the 2 black dudes came out of their cell to get their workout on, and the dude who I always chat with, and he's cool, and I always talk to him and stuff, saw my tattoo. He was like, what's up with that? He pushed up on me. What is that? Why'd you get that? And I said, dude, this tattoo, you're offended by it? Shouldn't be offended by it. Has nothing to do with you. It has to do with me and my people. It's something that we do. Has nothing to do with you. It's no disrespect to you or your people. It's not something you should trip on. I never heard any of your other homeboys, anybody else ever trip on this tattoo. Over the years I've been doing time. You shouldn't be offended by it. No, I am offended by it. I don't think it's cool. And he's like, I thought we were cool. I was like, yeah, we are cool. As cool as we could be in here. I like you. I give you conversation. He's like, nah. And I'll never forget. He said, I want to go one-on-one. I never forget his exact wording. No, I just want to go one-on-one. I was like, with me? And immediately I'm thinking, dude, I can't beat this dude in a fight. He's bigger than me. He came off as a little bit meaner. He just was more polished, more athletic. I'm just thinking, I'm going to get smashed. So when he first presented me with the idea, pushed up on me, said, I want to go one-on-one with you. I was like, well, now, look at my knee. You're not going to believe it. A couple days ago, I hurt my knee. I was doing squats, and it's just not right. I can't really bend it. Not only that, I got this ingrown nail. It's really weird right here. I can't even really make a fist because the way my nail is. My nail, shoulder. I was thinking, of course I can't give an excuse and a reason. I can't back out of it. I got to honor this fight. But I did not want to do it. I knew I was going to go in there and just get my ass handed to me. I just sized them up already. I sized people up, and I know I'm going to lose this fight. I said, all right, bro. All right. And then no one else is awake, just me and those 2 black dudes, because it's 3 in the morning. My cellie went to make the breakfast plates. Everyone else is in bed asleep. Just because the doors open up doesn't mean people come out at 3 a.m. Only we did. Me and my neighbors. So we go in the cell, and we fight. I could swear that his cellie hit me from the back. I think I got jumped. Quite as kept. At the end of it, when it was over, I guess I got a couple of hits in, but I have a real big bruise mark right here from hitting me, and a real big bruise mark here from the wall. So it's like, and it was obvious this was a punch and this was the wall. So I came out, and you could hear a fight at 3 in the morning when everyone's sleeping. You could hear it, they're loud. People start getting up, they don't really know what cell's in, people are coming out. It didn't last that long. We went in there and squabbled. By the time people were coming down to the day room, we were coming out of the cell. They seen it, the blacks and whites were grouping. My homeboys were like, what's up, Splinter? You want to handle this? You want to rush him? I'm like, no, he asked me for a one-on-one. Doesn't have to be a riot. What was it over? Just dead issue. I don't want to talk about it. Dead issue. We don't need to talk about it. I don't want to make anything out of it. He wanted to fight. We fought. It was over. But it was embarrassing. I hated it. I wasn't comfortable with it. It doesn't feel cool to lose a fight and then have to be stuck there with somebody, especially when you have marks on your face. He'd have marks on his face. Dude, it sucked. I don't know what was worse. Losing the fight or the feeling afterwards happened to be stuck there around him. And he's just walking by, gloating. But dude, I got revenge. The universe gave me revenge. I could have never seen this coming. I was just so happy when it did. And as it started to play out, I got my revenge. Bro, trip on this. One thing that will happen in pre-trial, which is where I was, Kern County Jail, APOD, all cells open all day. One thing that happens there is it turns over like that. The people you have there today may not be the people you have there tomorrow. Because you figured they move people around so much. They got the farm, pre-trial, max mead, people go to Wasco, people get released, people just get moved, people just get shuffled. We got in the fight. The next day was the next day. Then that night they did a move and they moved everybody out. The black dudes anyway. Moved all the black dudes out. And there's only 5 or 6 anyway. All of them except the dude I got in the fight with. Moved them all out except for him. I didn't even know that because when they start moving people, it's at night. The cells are already locked. You hear them calling names. I don't know who's who. They didn't move me. I knew that my black neighbor, I knew his cell he left. But I didn't really know that all the black dudes left but him. And let me tell you something else about the black dudes in Kern County Jail. They set trip. They will set trip. So the next day, they start bringing people in. They brought a bunch of new black dudes in. And every last one of them were from a different gang than the dude who I got in a fight with. Than the dude who beat me up and put a mark on my eye and a mark from the wall. Actually, it was this side. The dude who marked me up, scuffed me up, called me out, beat me up over a tattoo that really wasn't his concern or business, homeboy. I think he just wanted to fight because he knew he could win the fight. Whatever it is, be that as it may, now all these dudes are in there from a different gang. And I loved it! And instantly they got on his ass, start giving him the blues. And as I would, I can't be in their business and be eavesdropping and listening to their conversation, but I was. I was so deep in their business, people were like, Splinter, quit paying attention to them. They'd be over at their table and I'd just be like, I kept doing walk-bys. They put him on rack status immediately. I just loved it. I heard him say, get on rack status, go sit in your ass in your rack. And I was, woo! Now I'm the one gloating. Hell yeah. And he went and sat on his rack and then he started acting like he was writing a letter. Like, no, I want to be up here anyway. It's letter writing time. I always sit on my rack to write letters. And I was walking back and forth in front of the cell, looking in there. Just trying to get that eye contact with him just so I can go. But he wouldn't give me no eye contact. Not at all. Not once they came in, he had me on the shine. He was eating some humble pie, homeboy. And finally they came in there, yanked him off the rack, stomped him out, beat him up. He went running out of there. They rolled him up. They smashed him. And it was great. It was great, bro. I loved it because I felt like what he did was wrong. I had no way to get a run back other than to do a riot. Why would I do that when I said he could have a one-on-one? I didn't feel like I deserved the ass beating he gave me because I got a tattoo, homeboy. I think it was this baloney, dog. I just think he did it just because. But guess what? The universe sent his own people in there to deal with them the next day. And that's how I do it.